Good morning, it's Tuesday, and this Tuesday I want to break just for a week from the Gospel of Matthew because I received a t-shirt in the mail from my good friends George and Stella Arvantaki. And here it is. Here is the t-shirt. It says attention, and then it shows a picture of a hammer, and it says, "This is not a drill." This shirt George saw, and he said he had to get it because it reminded him of his sermon I'd given years ago where I talked about my lack of proficiency with tools. So thank you for this reminder, George. Thank you for thinking of me. They also enclosed a beautiful, very encouraging note, so thanks so much for that. But the shirt also reminded me of a childhood memory I had when I was in elementary school, 3rd grade. We used to have fire drills, you remember those, probably required legally by schools 3 or 4 times a year. And you know, you'd be in class and the alarm would go off and it would startle you, and then you'd stop and realize, oh, this is just a drill, and the teacher would line you up, and then you'd file out into the parking lot until she said you could go back into the building. It was just a drill, just a practice. Until one day when it wasn't. And the alarm went off, and immediately I thought, we just had a fire drill. And Miss Togus looked at us, and I could tell by the expression on her face this was not a drill. And then she said the words, "Students, this is not a drill." And everything changed. Our expressions, our focus on what was happening, because we knew that this was potentially serious. And so we did exactly what she said. And we were focused and attentive because this was not a drill. The Apostle Paul in Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 and 16 says this: "Look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of the time, because the days are evil." In that chapter, Paul is speaking about us in the world being light in the darkness. And so he says, look carefully how you walk. Wisely, not unwise. Making the most of the time, because the days are evil. This life is not a drill. It's not a practice for real life. It's real life. It's not a practice. It's not a drill. There are no do-overs. And so we need to be very careful in every day how we walk. Paul says, walk carefully, be focused, think, because it's not a drill. And then he says, making the most of your time. I think the King James Version, on which I was raised, uses the word redeem, redeeming the time. That's a word we're familiar with as Christians, redeeming. It literally means payment made to recover from the power of another. Payment made to recover from the power of another. And so this day, every day, is in the power of the god of this world, the devil. And it is up to us, the children of light, to take this day and every day seriously, and to redeem the time, to do whatever is necessary to purchase back from the power of another the time that we have, to make it God's. Because this day belongs to one of two people. It either belongs to God and will be used that way, or it belongs to the devil. Making the most of your time because, and we know this, the days are evil. Especially these days in which we live, troubling times. And we have today. And it's not a drill. It's not practice for real life. It is real life. and it belongs to God. So make the most of your time. So on this Tuesday, use the time you have today to encourage someone. Make a call, write a note. Use it to grow your faith, pray, read your Bible. Use it to commit an act of kindness. Make the most of your time because the days are evil. Thank you, George and Stella, for reminding me that this life is not a drill. And by the way, I haven't come too far in my proficiency with tools, but I have learned some things. So, but I appreciate the t-shirt, the reminder, and most of all, that beautiful note that you sent me and Suzanne. So God bless everyone on your Tuesday. Make the most of your time. God bless.